bleeding on my name.
A name you forsook long ago.
Not willingly.
So the Mortal Kombat movie's been out for a few days now. Close to a week, and in terms of video game movies, this is probably one of the best, if not the best. So, by no means is this a great movie, but I'm wondering, is this video game losing streak over? Because in 2018 we got Tomb Raider, everyone thought that was pretty average, it was decent, it was the best video game movie up to that point. Then we get Detective Pikachu and Sonic, and everyone says they're pretty good as video game movies. Now Mortal Kombat. So, seemingly all the recent mainstream video game movies have been getting better. They are far better than the movies that came before. None of those movies are great, but they are seemingly on an uphill climb, trying to dig themselves out of this video game hole they put themselves into. I don't know what the future holds. Is it looking good? Is it not? Are they going to eventually be better than average? Are they eventually going to be great? And with that much being said, I'll go ahead and give a little short review for Mortal Kombat as well, because I do want a sequel from this movie. I think this movie did what it needed to for a Mortal Kombat movie, at least to appeal to most of the general public, and I feel like most people can have fun with this movie. I don't know how actual Mortal Kombat fans feel about it. I am not a Mortal Kombat fan. I've played the game some. I know some of the characters. I know a little bit about the lore, but by no means am I a Mortal Kombat fan. Something this movie did that is kind of both a positive and a negative. It's a little bit more of a negative for me just because it left me wanting more, but not in the best way, because I wanted more of the characters I actually cared about and watched this movie for, which mainly is Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I'm a big Cabal guy too. I don't know, I just always thought his power set was cool. And I think he's pretty underutilized in this movie, which is kind of disappointing for me personally. I know a lot of people just aren't the biggest Cabal fan. Most people are there for Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So if you haven't seen this yet, this is a slight spoiler, but nothing major. You aren't going to see much Scorpion until the end of the movie, so if you're going in to see Scorpion, just be aware of that. You aren't really going to see him until the end. There's not a ton of Scorpion in this movie, yet the plot revolves around him. I'll leave it at that, and if you're still interested, go watch it. Sub-Zero is probably the most menacing character in this movie, and he does the coolest things, in my opinion. Performance-wise, I would say Josh Lawson as Kano was the best. He blew it out of the water, knocked it out of the park. I don't really gotta say much. If you watched any reviews on this movie, you've already heard people say this. They've been praising his performance, and he deserves it. Sonya was a huge badass in this film, which I appreciated. I loved pretty much every moment she was on screen as well. There's not a lot of characters I didn't really enjoy in this movie. My least favorite character was the main character of the film, however. He is not an original Mortal Kombat character, which is why I do not understand why he's the main character. I don't really understand why they even put him in the film. He does play somewhat of a big role and tie in with a very important character, but that wasn't needed at all. The story wasn't strong. The story was the weakest part of this film, but the story is not the main reason I watched this movie, and I don't think it's the main reason most people are going to watch this movie. They want to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero just kick ass. They want to see everyone kicking ass. They want to see some fatalities, which brings me to the action. There were some really cool, brutal kills, obviously paying homage to classic fatalities in Mortal Kombat games. Obviously some quotes from the game like, "Get over here!" But the negative side of the action scenes were, there were so many quick cuts, they made it such a big deal that these actors actually performed these stunts and did this choreography, and they did, just to quick cut around these fights. This is a movie based on a game that is entirely focused around fighting and violence. That's what people know Mortal Kombat for. They don't know the story. You know the story if you're a Mortal Kombat fan. That's the only way you know the lore on a deeper level. Most people just want to see these characters kicking ass and ripping heads off. And you do get that. It's just disappointing that they did so many quick cuts, because the fights would have been so much better if it was just filmed differently and you could see more of what was happening. You could see more of the hits that were landing. You could see the fight better. They should have done something along the lines of the Raid movies, because the action in those are absolutely phenomenal. But with all that being said, I enjoyed most of the characters enough. I did enjoy this film enough. I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty average, but for a video game adaptation, it's the best I've seen. And I'm hoping that video game movies are on an uphill climb because video game fans deserve it. And video game movies really need a better reputation. It's great to see that they're finally moving upward and not downward or just staying at the bottom of the mountain when it comes to movies in general. So hopefully this gets a sequel. Sonic's supposed to be getting a sequel. If those sequels are good, maybe we'll be able to tell the future of the atmosphere for video game movies. Are they going to get better? Is this as good as they're going to get? Are they going to get worse again? I hope not. I hope they get better, but we'll have to wait and see. And I would give Mortal Kombat a C+.
Get the fuck over here, bitch!
I thought it was slightly above average. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. There's a lot of things that could have been done better, but I didn't feel like I was wasting my time watching this movie in the slightest. So for that, I take Mortal Kombat 2021 as a successful experiment or a successful project. Let me know what you thought about the movies down in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you have video recommendations for me, you can leave those down in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
You have any idea how fast I am?
Get the fuck over here, bitch!